No weed vibe, no wine vibe, just good vibe. You feel me?
Hello everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Life at its Peak. Hope y'all are doing good and hope y'all had a great week. First of all, I just want to start this by saying sorry for the last episode. Actually, it wasn't the best because the sound, I'm not gonna try explain myself right now, but I tried creating something up that actually doesn't exist actually, because by the end of the day when I did it and it didn't work out, the sound was messed up. It was kind of like a little bit auto-tuned, but right now trust this one is on point. I can promise you all that. But yeah, we're back again. Damn, it feels like I haven't recorded in such a long time. I'm actually trying this for the first time. There's gonna be a video, like I'm gonna try to do shorts and whatever. Yeah, step by step, I guess. But yeah, it feels like it's been a very, very, very long time since I did this, and I don't know why it feels that way. And yeah, I think I'm gonna try like improvise and do a little bit more. It's just like, yo, it's getting really, really busy out here. Trust, it's really getting busy because like with school, work, everything, and you have to also keep up with like sports and whatever. But yeah, everything is doing great. I mean, y'all know the drill, yeah? Before we kick into serious yapping and serious stuff, let's talk about some music first of all, yeah? And I'm in a good mood. So I'm gonna hook y'all up to two of my favorite hits right now. And of the time right now, let me just look that up quickly. The first one, it's not like I'm looking that up. Like I just wanna, the first one is actually Celeste. Some Goodbyes Come with a Lose. I'm not sure if that's the exact title. Yeah, that's the title of the song. Some Goodbyes Come with a Lose. And yeah, I told one of my friends about this. Yeah, and they thought I was tripping. Like they're like, yo, that's so pathetic. It's like such a sad song, but it's not actually a sad song. It's like pretty straightforward. It's a pretty straightforward song, and the lyrics go, let me just look that up real quick for you. Sometimes we can choose things we are drawn to, once we are bound to lose, but no one ever knows where it's gonna go, but some goodbyes come with hellos. And I was on a phone call with my friend and I stated this and I said it, and they're like, yo, that's why you've been acting so depressed, man. I'm gonna come to what I responded to that later. Yeah, I'm not depressed. Don't get me wrong, but they're like, yo, that's why you've been acting so depressed. Well, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit, but it's okay. It's still okay to say. But like sometimes we can choose things we are drawn to, once we are bound to lose, but we never know because some goodbyes come with hellos. Yo, I've known the song for like I think almost 5 years now, and trust me, I've never clocked the song like this. Like, I've never actually wanted to study the song to like know like, yo, what she's actually saying is actually true. But before we get into my response to what I was being told, I'll just give you guys the next song that I was actually amazed by this time. It's this song by Kabza the Small. It's titled Imitandazo. It's a South African song. Well, I directly don't know what it is, but the song sounded like, it was like a pretty cool song. It sounded like a really, really, really cool song. Imitandazo. It's actually a prayer. I did some research about it before hooking guys up to it. It's actually a prayer where he's asking God to listen to his children's prayers. I didn't fully search, but that's like the main thing around it. Like it's a genuine prayer, like where he's asking people. He says, Izwa imitandazo ya bantwana bakho, yezizo moya woko wompe melelo. I don't know exactly what that directly translates to, but when I did my research, like I said before, it was like him just asking God to listen to his prayers and everything. And yeah, hopefully y'all can get it. I was going to play it for y'all, but no, we're not going to do that today. But yeah, I think we're ready now to get into it as usual. And today we are going to be talking about something really, really, really interesting, actually. I'll just pull that up for you guys right now. Actually, we're going to be talking about literally your path and everything. And the first question, I'd ask myself, like, what makes me feel like I'm not following the right path? I don't know if that makes sense, or like what makes me feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do right now. It's crazy, because like lately, man, I've been thinking barely, like I've been thinking hella, and I'm like, what if I'm not actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Because like recently I was just talking to a friend and I'm like, yo, am I overthinking? Yeah, I'm a great overthinker. Like, I'm great at overthinking. It's not a flex, but like, I mean, that's a topic for another day. Still overthinking. I'm definitely going to talk about that, but let's put that aside for now. But yeah, I was just saying, like, yo, am I just overthinking this? Because, lately I'll just be thinking about where am I? Like, I don't think about where I'm going to be in the next 5 years. Nah, not that. Like, I know where I want to be in the next 5 years. But the question I ask myself is, where do I want to be by this time next year? And that just brings down like a whole different, like many other scenarios in my head, because this is just me overthinking stuff here. Like, okay, I want to do this, and that also adds up to like what I've been going through lately, of like where I want to learn how to cut hair, by the way. Yeah, no judging, yeah. And this was one of my projects as well, this podcast. That was something like, in my bucket list of like within this 1 year. There's a lot of stuff that I've wanted to do, but at the same time, it's like I want to do everything, which is, I mean, it should be normal, because it's just me trying to figure out where I want to, like what I want to do in my life. And I feel like that's a question that a lot of people ask themselves lately. But that also made me realize, like, with everything that's been going on, it also made me realize, like, yo, things do happen for a reason. Yeah, there's a reason why you're where you're supposed to be right now. Sorry, where you are right now. I don't know if that makes sense. That made sense in my head, so make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason why you are where you are right now, because probably you're definitely preparing for something that's about to happen in your life. Or, like your life is changing and there's like this drastic, change in schedule, change in how you do things. And that takes you all the way to, start thinking, okay, am I with the right people? You know how the questions you can now see how the questions. Okay, C was for those who are looking at me right now, but you can now see how the questions are like I want to chain questions. They're like chain questions, because it's like one leads to another and the next, so on and so forth. So it's like, am I with the right people? Like, But the funny thing is, well, it's not funny. You're not the one to decide it. Yeah, I mean, that's something I've had to learn. Like, I'm not the one who's gonna directly decide it, but the decision is mine still. Because, like last time my other friend, like in the last podcast I recorded, she told me something, and that this has been going through my mind the whole time. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna expatiate on this. I'm gonna talk more about this because it's actually interesting. And she was like, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. And it's true. Sometimes we're put in situations where, we have to be around certain people, and it makes you feel like, yo, but at the end of the day, I feel like I've used this a lot as well. But at the end of the day, still, it's like there's a reason why certain people are in your life, and there's a reason why certain people are not. Because it's part of your plan and purpose let me just say, as a human, yeah. Because if somebody wasn't meant to be around you at a certain stage of your life, trust me, they're not going to be there. They are not going to be there. And that's when the part of the next question that always, in line with that is going to be like, how do you know that you're where, or you're on the right path, or you're actually doing what you're meant to be doing? Like, are you following the right steps? Because, we can't rush everything. You can't just leave from zero. I mean, it's possible to live from 0 to 100, but you have to go through everything in between. You have to make mistakes. You need to learn from those mistakes, and then you're going to be able to put yourself in, okay, this is where I wanted to be by this time. What have I learned from the stages? Like, what have I learned from my whole experience while I was trying to be this? You know what I'm saying? And that takes you now to the part of like, how do you know you're not being derailed or everything, And one thing I realized in the last month, is like, look, when God has a plan for you, he's going to pull through for sure. He is going to pull through for sure. Take it or leave it, he is going to pull through for sure, because he therefore has a plan and a purpose for you. And that's how I view it. I don't know how any other person views it, but I'm just going to share it. That's how I view it. If he has a plan for you, you can't rush it. Whatever you do in between, that's something I had to learn. Not like it's not his concern, but like when the time comes for him to put him where he had planned to put you at a certain stage in your life, he's going to make sure you are there. So no matter who is in your life, he had planned this person is not going to be there in your life by that time. They're not going to be there. I mean, you have to learn it the right way. And that takes you now to the part where you actually have to, it's not like you doing it, but you find yourself in a situation where you're isolated. And I spoke to another friend about this, and I'm like, bro, it's different. It's completely different. You feel different about everything because you don't know what's going on. Like, same time you feel lost and you feel alone, but you're not depressed. But people think you're depressed. And another person came and texted me the other day, like, I'll just use this as an example, and they're like, yo, because we haven't spoken, it's a friend like from back, we haven't spoken for time. But we normally like talk like on a daily basis, yeah? And we haven't spoken for time. So she came and she's like, yo, where have you been? Like, I haven't heard from you, you know? And I'm like, I've been right here. But at the same time, I know, like, I can feel, you know, like, you know what the person is talking about. But at the same time, you're like, this is just me moving to a different stage in my life. This is me meeting new people. This is me making new experiences. This is me learning from my mistakes. And it's not about like being protective about yourself or anything. And people feel like that's the case. But now, if you are sticking to the plan that's meant to be for you, that didn't make sense, did it? The crazy thing is, it's making sense in my head, but delivery. Okay, I'll say this. If you know where you want to be and what you want to become, like a typical example right now is somebody, or let me not say somebody, let me say myself. Because, you know, I play as well, like football and everything, and I've been out for a while. Like, I've been out from football for a while and haven't been able to play because of injuries and everything. Well, not injuries, but it's one injury, and hopefully I can get back. But I have put myself in a situation where my main goal is that by this time next year, or less than that, I want to be back on the field. I want to be back doing what I love. And that doesn't just come with me sticking to the old life I had or the life I had while injured. Because, you know, while you're injured, while you're focused on your recovery, you have like, you know, you can hang out, you get more time to hang out. Because the time when you're not playing, you're definitely doing something else, hang out, play, do whatever, read or something. But if you're trying to adjust to a new life that's meant for you, whatever it may be, sports, you know, artist, whatever it may be, it needs a lot of sacrifices. Let me put it that way. You need to make a lot of sacrifices. And that comes with like, you're going to hang out less with people. You're going to be off social media less. It's not like you don't want it to be, and people take it the wrong way. People take it badly. They're like, yo, this guy doesn't reply to texts. He doesn't check his phone anymore. He doesn't do this. Man is trying to adjust to his new life. He doesn't want it to be that way. But guess what? Stuff happens. It happens. If he wants to meet his goals, he has to make some sacrifices. And trust, stuff just be like that sometimes. And when you isolate and you try to study your mistakes and everything and learn from the experiences you've been put in, like the certain situations and whatsoever happens by then, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're learning everything. Like everything is brand new. You're learning how to make new friends, not necessarily because the old ones are no longer your friends. They are there, but it just happens like that. I'm still trying to figure it out myself as well. I'm sorry, but I'm still trying to figure that out. Like why this happens, like why is this person, you know? But at the same time, I always say this with my friend, like my best friend. If it's yours, it is yours. Same way, God has a plan for you, so it's yours. And I think He's gonna make sure you get what you're meant to be or where you're supposed to be. But guess what? It doesn't just, you're not just gonna sit down and hope to be that. You have to work on yourself. You have to work on wanting to be there. You need to want it. Because I spoke to my coach the other day and I'm like, yo, my main objective right now is after whatever happens, like after the injury and everything, I want to be back, and I want to be back stronger. And he asked me one question and he told me, yes, that's what, like, you know, that's how you feel. It's just a feeling, yeah? You feel like, yeah, you can do the best. Do you want it? Because wanting to do it, you're not going to hang out with people, trust me. You're not going to be going out and everything. You're going to give less time to every other single thing that you're doing to focus on what you actually want to be. And that actually comes with loving it. You need to love it. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is literally me speaking from my own scenario right now. And this takes me to, remember I said the lyrics to the song of Some Goodbyes Come With Hellos, okay? And it was, sometimes we can't choose things we are drawn to, ones we are bound to lose. No one ever knows where it's gonna go, but some goodbyes come with hellos. I still haven't clocked the meaning of this song. And remember I said, one of my friends asked me, yo, these are the type of songs you listen to, and that's why you always look depressed. And I'm like, it's sad how it's true though, because in order for you to be where you want to be or whatever, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Like I said, that includes losing a lot, cutting off a lot of people from your life, a lot of activities, a lot of stuff. And that's the answer to my question right there. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it sucks, but it's true. Like, it definitely sucks, but it's true. But some things come to teach you separate lessons, and whatever happens, you're gonna have to learn them. Some people learn them the hard way, and some people are given the opportunity to just, bypass them and everything, and without, they'll still learn it and everything. But I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, yo, this was written and sang by a whole different human being going through stuff as well. And that made me reflect. I reflected a lot about it, yeah? I reflected a lot about it, and I'm like, damn, it's actually deep. But yeah, that's a story for another day and whatever. So as we get to this part, what I'll advise, the main stuff I'm gonna put out there is like, yo, stuff's gonna happen. People are gonna come, people are gonna go. Opportunities are gonna come, opportunities are gonna go. But it's not like you're hated or something. You're not lucky or something. Trust me, it's part of the process. It is part of the actual process. Because you're trying to get to somewhere, And in order for you to get to those places, like I said before, you have to make mistakes. You need to go through those experiences. You need to learn to be able to withstand certain scenarios. So certain, like things are not always going to go your way. I know we always have okay, why isn't this going my way? It makes you think and all that. But yeah, ask yourself those questions. You have to ask yourself those questions. If you don't ask yourself those questions, then you're not doing the right thing, actually. That's what I think. You need to ask yourself those questions, and that pushes you to find answers. Then later on, you're going to be like, oh, this happened for this. This happened for this. This happened for this. So yeah, things are going to happen. People are going to come. People are going to go, I insist. But at the end of the day, in order because every trouble, every problem is temporary. That's what I tell myself. I mean, probably it's helped me escape some of the issues I've had, because for me, it's been easier to run away from trouble than actually face it. Yeah. And I know there's many people who are in that same situation, but trust me, it's not the best way to do things, but it's also not we're not perfect. Trust. We are not perfect, and we have different coping scenarios. And I spoke to one of my friends today, actually. I'm always speaking reference from people. I spoke to this friend of mine, and, he was just telling me how he's been coping so far and what he's been doing in order to put himself, to get his life, his stuff together. And, it's been strange for him as well. I'm not going to put his story out there, but I'm just going to use it so you can, kind of understand what's going on here. But he's been going through all this stuff, and this is me at a I don't want to say at the same stage of his. I can relate to him because I've been there. Sorry, not long ago, but I've been there. So I'm yeah, I feel you, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know that time where you're yeah, this has to stop. This has to stop. I have to do this. I have to do this if I want to be here, or if I want to do if I want to get to where I see myself in a couple months, couple years, I have to do certain things. I need to make certain sacrifices. I need to let some people go. I need to let certain, activities, whatever, put them aside, put your stuff together, because these things are going to happen. All is just to prepare you for whatever's coming to you in the future. Whatever, for the real deal, for the real deal, that's that's what I tell myself in order to be able to, be ready to face it, because you don't know what's coming your way. I wish we could see the future, though. That's gonna be cool. I'm not gonna lie, that would be so cool. But at the same time, you don't want to spoil it. You get, it's I don't know how to explain this. I don't know, is it like a movie? You watch a movie and stuff. You don't want to be told what's gonna happen at the end of the movie. You wanna watch it. You want to see, what leads to this, what leads to this, and this happens at the end, and then you're like, oh, that's why this person did this. For the movies, that makes sense, or series, whatever. And that I feel like life is not a movie, though. Sometimes it is, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. In order for you, that's just all I'm gonna put out there. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm probably gonna leave it at that. I'm not saying you should suck it up, but oh, sorry, my bad. But just try to adapt. Certain scenarios, whatever, things happen. Things do happen. I'm not saying right now I'm at the point where everything is okay and stuff. Yo, I'm going through it. But guess what? I'm here. I still had to come record. Keep those ears actively listening. Because, yo. But yeah, that's it. Catch you all on the next one. And peace out. Thanks for listening. See you on the next episode. Ciao.